suffering be dispelled. Let all pain and suffering be dispelled.
Well, hello. Thank you for being patient. What just happened then was quite ridiculous, actually. Through a little bit of delay and mistiming in the day for various reasons, I found that I couldn't get to where I was going to be, where there was I could get online with the laptop and everything. So then I thought, okay, head for the nearest service on the freeway, on the motorway. And there was no mobile signal there. So then I'm driving at quite high speed to the next town, which is a big town in England. And it's like the signal's really bad here. So I found myself a spot in what must be the ugliest place that a guru has ever held satsang in the history of the universe. I'm sitting in the station area of a town in England. It shall remain nameless, because if anyone lives here I can insult them by giving my opinion of what an utter shithole this is. Anyhow, that's beautiful because of the yin and the yang of life. And welcome to the satsang if you've never been before. It goes with the traditional format, more or less, where the guide or the leader of the satsang, in this case me, talks about the theme, and then there's a sort of guided meditation which is spontaneous and extemporized. I improvise it to keep it really real and genuine, a proper from the soul offering. And then there's time for question and answers afterwards. Satsang means sitting together in our authenticity. So we come together at the level, if you like, of the soul. We're not pretending here. We have the luxury of letting go of most of the reference points that we cling to necessarily in daily life, to give some sense of shape and order to our daily doings and our existence. And we're able to transcend all that and come together as who or what we really are, which is not these local selves that scurry about worrying about money and getting things done perfectly and making life neat and tidy and precluding hard times and getting ready for them just in case, and worrying about death but not really being aware that you're doing that, and distracting yourself in all kinds of ways that people do. We are not these beings. These are our egos. These are our local selves who operate on the daily plane. What we are is not in linear time. It's behind time. It's bigger than time. What we are the presence. We are the mysterious presence that informs this universe, made manifest as humans. And the game, which is a game of hide and seek, it seems, is about discovering the true nature, who we really are. I say discovering in the literal sense of uncovering it, because it's not something that we have to find out there or along a path. It's in all that, it's here in us all the time. And once we are able to access this, it's a sensation, really. It's not an intellectual space I'm talking about. It's an actual psychophysical sensation of self, which we all know and we're all familiar with from when we were little children, before the conditioning had time to really impact on us and basically numb us to who we really were. And when we are able to sit in this place, to be the presence, we instantaneously garner the power to conduct the flow of energy around us. And everything in our universe, as we perceive it, is fundamentally energy. And it vibrates at different frequencies, and when it vibrates at a low enough frequency, it produces matter. And here we all are in that. But essentially, under the disguise of the material, under the cloak, lies the Tao, which expresses itself as chi, energy. Everything is in motion, everything is spinning, everything is spiraling. Now, money is a fascinating subject, and any good therapist would say that the reason I was late today was, aside from events conspiring to cause that, was that I must have some block about it. More likely for me, though, I felt it was something to do with the courage that it requires to play with life on this level when it comes to apparently practical matters like money. Requires that we're willing to let things go to the very last minute, and even over the deadline, it looks like, but then everything's okay. So fundamentally has to come a trust, an innate trust that we all have at the child level before we were disappointed and let down and confused and all the rest of it. A trust in the benevolent nature of this presence, that this presence that manifests itself as you and I and everyone in here tonight, all 200 of us all the way around the world here, in fact, lest we forget, which is a miracle in itself. This presence that manifests itself as us does not do so to deprive itself of the sheer delight of existence. To the contrary, it manifests itself specifically in our form to feel the delight of existence through us. Now, our delight arises from being able to sink backwards inside the body to connect with the presence inside, because it sits in the back. It is the background presence of you. And sorry, you have to forgive me, there's cars whizzing past me. I just totally and utterly came out of that trance there. But I will come back in it again. It will come, it will come. The point is, I was probably getting too pompous anyway. When I leave long pauses, it's usually come being too pompous. Self-important, you know. When we come into the background presence within, we feel that state of delight. It's natural. It's the delight in being here, regardless of whether we're going through a difficult time or an easy time. Because of our understanding of the yin and the yang, we know that difficult times contain within them jewels of learning and progress, and easy times contain within them the seeds of dissolution and arrogance and all the rest of it. So we know there's the yin and the yang, and therefore we don't attach to either side. We just observe impartially as our local selves go through their various kind of trials and vicissitudes and triumphs and glories. That means that we transcend preferences, that everything is okay as it is, that no matter what this universe now brings me as a blessing, even this, as I am now, will be enough. No matter what, this is enough. Just that I'm here and loving being here, the sheer thrill and delight of existence, of being a presence here. Anything beyond this is a bonus. It's a bonus gift. There's no greater gift than being here. And from that practice comes the delight, which is important because when you feel delighted, you attract delight. And everything works better in a state of delight. Everything likes to be delighted. It means literally filled with delight. So that in this present state, if you are a manifestation of this presence, which I can't see how you could argue with that, that only manifests itself as this through the sheer exuberance of being, so that it can feel itself through you, it will surely enable you to conduct the energy required towards you to sustain you, so that it can carry on enjoying itself through you. And one form of that energy required is health, stamina, strength, mental acuity, socializing ability, and so on. All these are forms of energy. The ability to reason things out in your mind and make sense of stuff, that's an energy. And money, which is an energy. Or more precisely, money is a symbol of energy. We use money to symbolize an exchange of energy between us. So I provide this satsang, and Sue and I provide it, and we work really hard to, behind the scenes, believe it or not, everything looks easy, but there's lots to be done. And in exchange for which, all that energy that we put in, which is done with the heart to make something beautiful happen, you pay us a nominal amount to say thank you for the exchange. And I think this actually provides a really good example of the thing that we're all scared of. Well, not everyone's scared of. A lot of people are the opposite. They love it. And good luck to know if they can get away with it. But if you have a certain ethic and integrity about you, you don't want to cheat people. You don't want to rip them off just because you can. And me, myself, I had that opportunity enough times for me years when I was in the media a lot. I could have charged people ridiculous amounts of money. And I did actually experiment with that, doing ridiculous fees for things. And it was fun for a bit, but it didn't feel genuine, actually. And I quite often, times when the richest people are going to pay me the most absurd amounts of money, actually at the end of it, I just said, no, you have to pay me, it's all right. It didn't feel right. I felt it was wrong. And we all, I think, when we have integrity, we don't want other people to think that we are trying to rip them off, because that would be such an insult and a disrespect. We want people to know that we value them, that we empathize with them, that we get who they are, what they are, and we respect that. And but if we have something to sell, like to trade, like this in exchange for that, that's done fairly and generously, and set really, respectfully, so that anyone can do it, then that's a beautiful thing. That's okay. Everybody's okay with exchanging like that. And this is important because with money, which is a symbol of energy, we have prejudices about it, various ones, mixed ones, most of which we learn from our parents and so on. That, money has certain evils attached to it. One of them is that when you're greedy and you disrespect the laws of fairness, your soul becomes diminished, and you become darkened. And we don't want that. So it's good to look at that. That we can have money if we're fair about the exchange. Why not? It's only energy. It's only a units of energy that we're passing to and fro. And it's also okay to accumulate, not own, because you can't own it. It doesn't exist anyway. It's only a myth. It's just a measuring device. You can't own it any more than you can own health or that you can own stamina. You channel it. And just as you'd never argue with someone who had an abundance, a surfeit of energy, would you? If somebody was just really filled with incredible chi, as various Qigong masters are, as I am myself when I'm, from my daily practice. If somebody has that surfeit of energy, you don't go, you greedy bastard, you shouldn't have that energy. And who are you to have that much energy? You can good on you, and you feel inspired by it, don't you? Now, it's exactly the same with the energy of money. There's no reason to not accumulate a swirl of it around you, around us. I'm including myself in this because my experiment is with abundance, is that abundance means just enough at all times, just enough for whatever you need. And I've been experimenting with that by totally letting go into the flow for the last 3 years or so, and rolling with what I feel to do, not what would be overtly sensible to do if you were looking to make money and do all the rest of it. And just rolling with that and watching how it does come up with its part of it. And then there's the next stage. So that's the being supported stage. The next stage is the accumulation stage. It's totally okay to accumulate loads of chi around you. People love that. And it's totally okay to accumulate the flow of lots of money around you, because that's only a symbol of the same thing. It's just energy. And when we come into our presence, we know it to be energy. So it takes away all those blocks that we institute through our prejudices about the evils of money, the dirtiness of money, which incidentally was originally quite valid because it was all done with coins. And in the days when people didn't have much hygiene and they passed coins around to each other, diseases were spread on them. And hence money became dirty. That's where that comes from. But it's not dirty in itself. I mean, certainly digits flying about are not dirty. In itself, it's just purely a measuring device. So it's important to dispel all that stuff and to also remind yourself you are no longer your mother's thoughts and feelings. And it's a good affirmation to say, I am no longer my mother's thoughts and feelings. I'm no longer my father's thoughts and feelings. I'm no longer my mother's thoughts and feelings about money. I'm no longer my father's thoughts and feelings about money. Because however beautiful, wonderful they were, there's probably some weird stuff that you picked up from them. So this is important to cleanse from yourself. And it's important to cleanse your aura altogether, your energy field altogether of any kind of negative energy that's stuck in there. To which end, just let me do this for you. This is the Taoist healing sound for clearing the energy field. And I'm going to do it for you. If you feel inspired, do it with me if you can where you are. And feel anyway, if you don't, just feel the sound cleansing the energy flow inside your field, so that all good can come in and all blocks that you've got are dispelled. Are you ready? Receive this. Just take a moment to absorb that. The reason I called it huge financial turnaround is the idea of circling. Energy circles, it spirals actually. And I want you just to consider how based on the yin-yang law, that anything that you send out returns eventually multiplied exponentially by the quality with which you sent it out. So every penny that you spent in your life, it's sent out, and you can do this in retrospect, with good energy, with a blessing for whomever it touches or passes through. It benefits them. That penny will be a happy penny, and so will attract, anyhow, as it goes along, it gathers momentum like a moss, other money to it, the energy of other money to it, which will be attracted to its happiness and therefore be happy money. And by, that money will eventually all come back round to you if you guide the energy your way. Multiplied exponentially, not only in number, but in the quality with which you sent it out. And we can do that retrospectively. We'll do that. Now, this applies to all the money that was ever spent on your behalf. And I'm not an actuarian, and I'm not a mathematician. But if you say, on average, in the Western world, really conservatively, no matter what background you come from, that about $1,500, a grand or whatever in English money, has been spent on you pretty much every week of your life, on average, keeping you here. All the stuff that was, if you were, working, all this stuff is school, the clothes, the toys, the holidays, the food, the trips, the petrol that was spent on getting you around, the classes, the thing, and I could go on and on and on and on. There's been a lot of money spent and on your behalf, and money you spent yourself. So if you reckon on, I can't remember how much it was, but it's something like about $2 million per person, minimum, pretty much minimum, to get you up to, you know, adult stage. It's a lot of money. I mean, no, sorry, I was thinking that we spent 1,500, whatever it was. I worked it out. It's about minimum 2 million to get you to my age, which is 60. No, what was it? 40. That's right. To get to 40 years old costs about $2 million. I worked it out, minimum. You'll probably think I'm crazy, but I bet your plan's pretty much right. And that's, you know, minimum. Goodness knows what you spent on top of that, on vacations and parking fines and all the rest of it, bank charges and everything and everything and everything. It's a lot of money, actually, much more than you probably think. And if you now imbue all of that money with a good energy, with a blessing, with a go on, you go out there, that's love, man. Let this money go out there and just make beautiful things happen for everyone it touches, and multiply, come multiply. And it doesn't go out in a straight line, remember. It goes out in circles. So all that money, in retrospect, because it's all in the past, you're not spending money in this moment, that money that's gone out now, imbued with the positive energy, is circling. It's doing its spiral thing, and it will come around and catch you at the right moment, providing you guide it in. Now, this comes to the next stage. We think by, well, I do. I'm only just learning about subtleties now, really. I mean, I know about them, but like kind of really appreciating how it actually works. Like the tiniest shift in air pressure can cause a massive storm, and it's not about massive things to make massive things happen. It's about tiny interventions to make something huge happen. There's a story that Chuang Tzu used to tell, the old Taoist sage, about the King Wen's cook, who only had to sharpen his knife, who hadn't had to sharpen his carving knife once in 19 years, and the blade was still as sharp as it was 19 years ago. Yet he cut open the carcass of a cow every single day, and his secret was that he found the grooves between, whereby he could go in through the joint without meeting any resistance, and with 4 very light interventions, the whole carcass fell apart in one go. And you know, that's the metaphor that we're wanting to use for this, the 4 ounces to make a 1,000 pounds move. And therefore, when we're talking about diverting or guiding, it's a nicer word, guiding the flow of that money back around our way again, we don't do it with some huge effort. To the contrary, we come into our presence and we do it really gently. It's a small movement. It's a circular movement. You can do it with your hands even. You're kind of making the shape of a wheel turning horizontally in front of your belly. You're kind of following the rim of the wheel around with your fingers going round and round. And you're guiding, you're drawing the energy towards you. It's like a Tai Chi move. You do it with your mind though. You're just inviting the flow of energy that's in the form of currency, flowing money your way. That money that's gone out that was yours. All that money that was spent on you that's gone out and gathered friends, multiplied, come back round to you. And you're guiding that in, and you can see it as a flow coming around in through the left side. It goes in a counterclockwise circle from where you're sitting. It's gone out through the right side of you, the giving side, gone out into society, and swung all the way back round to the receiving side on the left. And that's what you're doing. You're guiding it in, multiplied. So if $2 million was spent on you so far, assuming you're 40 years old or whatever, it would come back round as goodness knows what, 200 million or whatever. So there's that potential. You don't probably need $200 million. There's a potential for a huge amount, almost limitless amount of wealth that's yours. It's your birthright, if you like. I often see it as being held in a universal deposit account, which has had limitless funds. And for me to get some, I just need to draw it down, which is the old-fashioned expression for drawing down a tranche of finance. I just have to say, come on, yeah, I need the next bit now. And I don't have to be greedy about it. I just, whatever amount comes to my mind as being this is what's needed for the next little bit of the journey, I'll say it, and it comes intuitively, and it will manifest that. The other part of me then goes, hey, look, man, it was that easy. You should have actually asked for more. You know that one, that human bit. But then that's the, you know, the local greedy human bit. And it's like, no, it's okay. You can come back any time you want to do this. This is your relationship with the present. It wants you to have it. It doesn't want to trick you. It doesn't want to make life difficult for you. The other thing is, when you come back into the presence, you stop having that low self-esteem stuff that is peculiar to the ego, to the constructed self, the I'm not good enough thing. Nobody feels good enough. Because when you're in the ego, you aren't really, because you're not really, that's not real. So it isn't really good enough, it's just bullshit. It's damn good bullshit. Most of us have nice ones, you know, which is lovely. But it's not really real, so in itself it isn't good enough. The only thing that is good enough is when you are the presence, because then it's good enough. Can't be better than that. And that's why everybody has that underlying fear that they're not good enough and therefore don't deserve. And that part of you, yeah, okay, it doesn't exist though. Come back into the real thing, the behind time background presence that sits here forever in the back of you. Come back into that, and there's no question about being good enough. Just come into it. You know, you are the Tao. You're an expression of the Tao. That's not good enough. What is? So that's important as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing it also. The other fear, let me just dispel the other fear. The other fear is that when we channel the flow towards us, we are depriving others of it. The given wisdom is we're not. The more we channel it, the more we make money flow, the more it seems to grow somehow. And practically speaking, if I find, or have found rather, that when money has been flowing in great abundance, the only thing I did differently, other than get a bit careless about missing flights, and I didn't really care and all the rest of it that much, which isn't nice. That bit is a bit, I don't like being wasteful. It's not aesthetically pleasing. But the main thing that was different was that I was helping lots of people with it. That was the buzz of it. So somebody was telling me a story about how difficult life was for them, and you knew that all they needed was a couple of grand to get them going. You just give them it, and like, well, there you go, have that, and do it, go for it, whatever. Or people say, I've always wanted to go to Cuba and hear the salsa music, I've got to hear that music, and you send them on a journey there. There's things like that. That's what's beautiful about it, really. So it really is beautiful. That's the thing I love the most. And people have done exactly the same for me, and it's beautiful to receive it as well. There's grace in that. That's gorgeous. And so imbue the idea of you drawing the money into you from the left side, the money energy rather, with the fact that as it accumulates and swirls around you in greater abundance than you've ever known, as a result of what we're going to do today. Part of that is an intention to make it beautiful for everyone around you, to spray the good blessings around you, as it were, in a nice circular manner, so that everybody's buzzing off it, and it makes it better for everyone that way. So it's not about being greedy either. And finally, it is not about the money. It really is not about the money. It's not about the money, because the money in itself, having a huge financial turnaround, and thereby being recipient to a huge inflow of money, which, believe me, does carry its own responsibilities and problems, which you would not have necessarily, or challenges rather, that you might not have counted on. So it's not all, you know, like hunky-dory, how much, you know, there's yin and yang in everything. Truly. And people I know well who have given themselves over fully to the pursuit of money, successfully, ridiculously successfully, but have lost the soul along the way, are really not enjoying the experience. It's difficult. I mean, yeah, they enjoy the luxury, of course, everybody does, you know, you can't not enjoy that, and all this stuff and the freedom, and the going here and the going there and doing all the crap that they do, but they're not enjoying the experience of being them. It's a weird one, you know, it's disassociating. And I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying the ones that kind of gave their soul up along the way to get it. The money in itself is not it. What the jewel is, the gift here, is that you will see the presence, the Tao, this mystery, dance for you in a particular way. It will perform for you by bringing you this gift. But it's the giving of it. It's the seeing it happening, seeing the energy move, and the grace, the amazingly humble, vulnerable feeling that you have, the grace of feeling it happening, seeing it. And it's not in a arrogant way. It's not in a, well, hey, look at me, I can manifest shit, I can. I only have to think about it and bang, it comes. It's not that vibe at all. It's much more, well, it's totally not that. It's just utter like, wow, beautiful, how beautiful to see my beloved, the Tao, my beloved adventure provider, create this for me. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't, because already it's beautiful being here. This is the gift, no matter what, no matter what, no matter how little money. even how little health, it doesn't matter. Just being here, this is the gift, this is enough. So wow, to bring me this as well, thank you. And it has to be done in that spirit, because any graspiness to it, any arrogance, any conceitedness, well, it tends to push the energy of it away, because nobody likes to be around that, because it comes from fear. Underlying it is fear, and that people don't like being around fear. It turns them off, and the signals we send when we're afraid are actually aggressive ones, which make people think that we're being horrible and we don't want them around. And this is important to remember, because the money is energy, yes, and it comes as and it's a symbol of energy, yes, so it doesn't really exist, yes. However, it is delivered to you, this illusion, this wonderful illusion, by other people, whether that's through a computer that's been, a computer program that's been designed by people and so on, within an infrastructure of a bank that is people by people, or what, or is given to you as cash or whatever. It's deals that are agreed, and everything is done by people. So the signal that you would ideally want to be sending off is one of inclusiveness and embraciveness and welcome and jolliness and delight, because people are attracted to that. They're more likely, the energy passing through them is more easily coming to you that way than if you're sending out barbed wire signals without realizing it even. This is all very important. So I think that's the general gist of it all. So we're now going to conduct a little sequence whereby we'll sink back inside to the presence within. You can kind of lean on me in this for a little to let me persuade you, what's the word, picture it, get it for you, kind of help you get it for this one. But also, of course, do practice it often on your own. It's a bizarre thing, this sinking into the back. It's the most powerful technique I've ever learned ever in my life, and it's taken me years and years and years to get it, even though I've been taught it and practiced it in my martial arts, but never brought it through into the rest of my life. Weirdly. It's so amazing how long it takes for these things. And even now, I sink in and out of it. I forget endlessly, and I keep coming back to it. I'm noticing the more often I come back inside and let the drama go, stop trying to resolve it, the more this sense of this huge presence behind me grows. And in the sense of this presence is this deep confidence that everything is okay. And I've noticed that things occur with much more elegance and grace around me as the days go by, more and more all the time. And my ability to, my capacity to be in the face of the fear of death, and in the face of the fear of penury, of poverty, is really getting stronger all the time. And that's important, because we don't want to be fearing this thing not working. We've got to let it have its space to do what it needs to do. I was going to say Austin Powers. I can't think of the guy's name now. Austin, it'll come to me, but he was a famous magician, and he used to end his magic with, instead of saying abracadabra, which means so let it be, he'd say, does not matter, need not be. Now that's grace. It does not matter, need not be, because it's beautiful as it is right now. Already right here, I'm filled with glee. So let's start from that place. So take a moment to settle inside. I was going to say shuffle around inside your skin, on your chair. Move your body into what feels like the optimal position. You can change it as you go along. Let your energy settle and down inside. And fuck, I've got low battery. Oh bollocks! This could be well tricky. But anyway, let the energy settle inside, as I will try and do now. Fucking iPhone batteries, man, they're useless. Okay. Settle inside. In case I get cut off, just, you got to know that this is going to be beautiful, and I'll do the magic for you if you don't hear my voice. Sink back inside. Bring your presence from the front of you into the back of you. Imagine there is a chair inside your back, comprised of your shoulder blades, your hips, the front of your spine, and lean back into it. Lean back into it, especially the middle back. Bring your mind into the back of your skull. Occupy your cerebellum, the rear brain. and be in the back of you. Just sit in there. It's really simple. Just be there and breathe and relax in front of you. Let the tension go in the front of your body. Let the noise subside in the front of the brain. Open your heart up in the front there and let your love flow freely. Receive the love freely of everybody around you. And as you sink back inside, sink back and back and back and back, and become aware that this presence behind you is big. It's bigger than your body. Let yourself go so far back inside that you're actually going out the back of your body. And in this state, be aware that all the rest of us are with you. And you have this power exponentially multiplied to bring the circle of energy back round your way. So visualize going out of the right side of you, this fantastically huge stream of energy, of money that's been spent on you over the years, going out from you into the ether in a large arc as part of a huge spiral of many years in some cases, and it's going out with good energy. You're blessing it as it goes out. It's going, go on, bring beauty to the world. And then it swings all the way round this huge arc, like a massive orbit of the solar system, of the galaxy even. And it's swinging back round to you and coming in through the left side of your body, much huger than it went out. This vast stream of energy coming into you. And if I do cut off, I'll call back on my other phone. It will take about 5 minutes, so be patient. Fuck, I can't even do that, doesn't matter. You bring that energy in through the left side of you, and it's much bigger and broader and more intense than the way it went out, because it's been exponentially multiplied, and you can feel it coming. And as it comes around into your body on the left side, it's so huge that it swirls with great force inside your body in this counterclockwise direction, getting bigger and stronger, this swirl, until it's filling your whole system. You're in the back watching it, you're in the back watching it. This beautiful energy of money, this beautiful energy of money is growing, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's this fantastic swirl of energy moving around inside of you and around you like a cylinder of light, pure light, which is the currency energy, carrying millions of money, or whatever currency you like, and it's moving round and round and round you, and it's like spiraling around you at an incredible rate, and it's building and growing until the cylinder of energy that's going around you, it extends at least 18 meters away from your body, at least now 50 meters away from your body. It's huge, and it's above you as well, and below you. You are now sitting in the middle of a vast cylinder of spinning energy in a counterclockwise direction. All around you there is this energy of money, and it is accumulating around you with great force, and it is resonating with every cell in your body, and every cell in your body is making friends with it, with a different particle of this light. This light is filling you. You are this light. This light is bringing you right now all the money you need, all the wealth you need to do whatever it is you need to do in your life now. A huge financial turnaround. And with that comes this fantastic grace, because it's not just money coming to you, it's all the beautiful things that this money will bring you, all the joy, all the relief, all the health, all the things you really need it for, to make your life utterly beautiful in every way, to fully self-actualize, self-realize, to reach your full potential in every possible way now. And you see it, you can see it. This energy is now swirling all around you, and you are in the state of opening up to your full potential in every way, because you are the presence, so you can do this. And the local self argues, the neurotic local self will say, oh, you can't do that, you're not going to work. It doesn't matter. That's in the front. That's just the drama of the local self. Bless it. Bless that local self. Great art form. But it's totally irrelevant. You as the presence know this is happening right now. You've now accumulated a vast cylinder of ever-spinning energy around you that contains the money, that brings you the money. So now all you have to do is say to your universal bank manager, hey man, I need 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is you need. It will come up intuitively. I need that now. Give it 2 grand. Doesn't matter. Don't have to be greedy. Come back for more at any time. You just, with the cylinder now spinning around, you just say, okay, I need to draw in this now. Just whatever it is you say, I need to draw in, and I'll be back. Don't worry, I'll be back every day if I need to be. And know this is going to be for the good. It's all good. It's all beautiful. It comes in, so let it be. See the people around you, benefiting, smiling, everyone enjoying it, feeling very, very beautiful, and then come back into the state of being a human being in a body. You're in your back, everything is totally fine as it is. There's an exhilaration in the chest, sense of joyful anticipation for this wealth that is coming. Can't give you a time frame, it's impossible, but it will be soon. Usually these things manifest within 90 days, these start to. Be open to it, be thankful for being here every moment. Love being here, love it, love it, love it, because you loving it is what makes it love you back, and that brings you everything you want. Be open now to all your brothers and sisters on the planet. All of them are messengers, all of them are carriers of the money for you potentially. Welcome them all into your heart. Bless you all, my brothers and sisters. We will all benefit now. Let's raise the game here, make it more beautiful for everybody. So be it, so be it, so be it. And then here we are, and come back into yourself. I don't know how long this thing's going to last for. I've got it on a car charging that doesn't work. Man, this is really funny what's going on today. It's just like, it could be a movie, there's things that happen just now, or a short film anyway. And it's time for the questions and the answers. I'll do as many as I can before it all dies on me.
Hi Stephen, can you
Hey
hear
Sue,
me?
very quietly.
Okay, I'm talking as loudly as I can.
I'm getting it better now. Yeah.
Alright, we have a lot of questions already pre-submitted, so I'm going to jump straight in. This is
Go,
from
you jump.
Marie in the UK. How
Yeah.
do we give ourselves permission? We are told we have to give ourselves permission to be wealthy, healthy, etc. But there has long been a habit of not allowing. How does one actually allow the new?
Well, Marie, that's all to do with where you place and who does the what did you say, the permission. So the who grants the permission is your deep self. It's your background presence that goes, okay, you can have that now. You have that now. You deserve it. Have it. You have it. Yes. So you ask your own background presence inside of you, okay, for me to have the money now? And it says, yep, you can have the money now. And you go, thank you very much indeed. The you that goes, thank you very much indeed, is the you that is involved in the trance of the everyday world and believes it's just that. But you who knows you're not that, you who knows you're the presence, that's what gives permission. The more time you spend in your back being the presence, the more that permission will reveal itself as being acted out on. I think you'll find. And the next one.
This is from Diana. Dear Barefoot Doctor, I have always felt great anxiety about money due to my poor upbringing where my family constantly struggled for money. My mother would scold me for asking about our finances or asking for pocket money. My anxiety has continued into adulthood where I find it incredibly difficult to talk about finances, and this causes rows with my husband regularly. I feel anxiety about money even though I am achieving some success in my career. I am worried that my attitude will negatively affect my future and how I cope with finances.
Yeah, Diane, that's a great question. I noticed that I used to be very anxious about money in my early 20s. And I made a load of money just by accident as a day job. I just started importing these jeans from Italy, and they just took off like mad. And for 1 year, I was running a massive business. But I let it go to go live with the Native Americans in New Mexico. I used to worry terribly all the time because it was so much money going through my hands. I was always anxious about, fuck, what if I mess it up? And, oh, fuck, what if I don't have any? And, oh, my God. And it was also kind of scary, everything. When I went to live with the Native Americans, I took a massive wad of cash in my pocket. I had a wife and a little baby and 3 kit bags and the whole universe. That was us. Off we went into the wild blue yonder. And in those days, you could take lots of cash. And I could have taken loads more, but I didn't want to be greedy. And it was a lot of money, really. It's enough to now, yeah, oh gosh. But anyway, I was really worried it was going to go. It was going to go. It was going to go and go. And sure enough, through various ridiculous things that happened in 6 months, it was pretty much all gone. Which, if I told you how much it was, is outrageous. But we did travel all around the world, everywhere, Australia, India, all around South America, I mean, everywhere, and ended up back in New Mexico. But that's besides the point. When I got back to New Mexico, and I had no money, and I started teaching Tai Chi for my living, I stopped worrying about money for the first time ever. There was none, and I had nothing to worry about. That's where I first started getting the inkling. So the whole deal is about stopping worrying, because worrying is the habit. It's not about the money. So if you stop worrying about money, you if you manage to do that, you find something else to worry about because you're addicted to worrying because of the cortisol that it releases from the adrenal glands, which is addictive. And that's the truth. You think you're worrying about money, you're not, you're just worrying. Now we have to learn to stop worrying about money, because if you're still in the worry habit, it doesn't matter how much money you've got, you will still be worried. And I know I'm going tomorrow down to Nice to work on the music again. I'm going to go to Monaco because I've got friends there and I do a bit of meditation stuff there and what have you. The people in Monaco have got more money than most anywhere in the world. They don't worry about it if they're warriors. The only ones that don't worry about the people that don't worry anyway. It's got nothing to do with the money, see? So it's very important just to stop worrying, but that's easier said than done. Not though when you come into your back. So you learn to come into the back, you realise you've got options. You don't have to worry unless you really find it enjoyable. I guess that's it in a nutshell. Oh, bloody nutshell though. And the next one, please.
This is from Afka in Holland. The end of the year I moved house, many miracles and also many challenges with the counteractions of the housing corporation. I'm wondering whether I wrote all that question down because it looked like it was missing a bit. But I think she was asking about how come there can be so many miracles and also many counteractions against those miracles. She's having trouble with her housing corporation.
Yeah. Well, we do get blocks though, don't we? ASCO, is it? Excuse me if I'm talking too quickly. I get carried away. We do get obstacles. They're part of the fun. I mean, that's just the eddies of the flow. It's it's not all sweet and perfect. Nothing is. It's not like that. It's yin and yang. So it will flow and it will stop, and it will flow and it will stop. But it keeps flowing. It looks like it's stopping. It's not really. It's like it looks like obstacles. Actually, all they are is little challenges to teach us to keep trusting and relaxing and knowing that whatever does happen as an obstacle, however bad it looks, is actually only happening to make everything even better. So like everything works together to produce the highest good. Everything works together to produce the highest good. Everything works together to produce the highest good. You just keep saying it over and over. Everything works together to produce the highest good. Next question.
This is from Edward, who I think is in Romania. How can I figure out what kind of business is suitable for me if I have no money at all?
Hello, I was in Romania fairly recently. I like Romania a lot. Fascinating place. Really fascinating. Lovely people. And it's lovely that you're here. You've got to do what you love. I don't know. I can't advise you. You haven't given me enough stuff to tell you that you don't make any sensible advice about. But I do feel that I can only talk for me. I've got to do what I love. You've got to do what you love. You just got to do what you love. And you've got to learn to love what you do, of course. That's part of the trick as well. So you start off by learning to love what you're doing. And then you get clearer and clearer about what you love doing. And then you do what you love. And it gets stronger and stronger. You can only do what you love. And you do tend to find you just love doing everything like that. It's a lovely way of being. But do what you are most fascinated by, what really draws you, I think. But I can't advise you because you might be somebody who thrives better on doing something you don't really care about. That might be the case. A lot of people do. There's nothing wrong with that. You find your thing the other way that way. But I'm an artist, so I believe that the only way is to live doing what I love doing all the time. It's no point otherwise. You couldn't do it otherwise, So that's my take. Do what your heart is saying already to do. And the next one.
Sabine in Germany is saying, I feel a part of me sabotaging a financial turnaround because I'd have to leave my comfort zone. Any ideas how to change that?
Hello, Sabine. I mean, firstly, you not have to leave your comfort zone, but in any case, you've got to always be willing to give up comfort and security to have life do its miracles for you. Because if you're not willing to risk it, it won't really do the big one for you. You need to really do the adventure game properly. It's like it's a movie. It's like an adventure movie, You've got to really throw yourself into the pit of danger and escape it. That's the myth. That's the way it goes, So don't worry about sabotaging it. That's all nonsense. You're not sabotaging anything. That's just nonsense of the constructed self. That superstition is what that is, you know. That's just, we get superstitious. Oh, I think I'm messing this up. I had a negative thought. I must have a negative thought. Of course you got a negative thought. Everybody does. We all do. We've all got that part of us that goes, you're crap. You can't have this. You're not going to get it. It works for everyone else. It's not going to work for you. You're full of shit. You're not going to have it. We've all got that. So you thank that part. You go, bless you. I know that what you're doing. You're playing devil's advocate to keep me safe and keep me back, balanced. But, like, ease off a bit. I got it. I got the message. I'm not going to get complacent. But actually, this is what I'm doing now. I'm guiding the flow of that energy in. I'm guiding in that energy. I'm guiding in that energy. I've got 10% battery there. That ain't going to last very long, I'm telling you now. In case I get cut off, this next question, which is going to unfortunately have to be the last, in case I get cut off, I'll make next week's longer. I just know that the energy is strong. The energy is being circulated. It goes out from the right, it circles around the universe, comes back in through the left, spirals around you in a counterclockwise circle, wrapping you in a cocoon of highly energized, bright light spinning at 186,000 miles a second around you. And that is carrying the energy of money. That's money energy there. That's wealth energy. You can even make it go gold if you like now, just to remind you. It's within you. It's spinning inside every cell in your body. It's spinning around you. It's circulating all the way around your life and touching everyone in your world. And know that within 90 days from now, there will be a shift, quite apparent, and this will grow to be a big one. You don't have to use energy for this. You don't have to use effort. You just have to gently keep guiding it in. Just keep seeing it coming in and spiraling around you, coming in and spiraling around you. Know that it is good to have it there. It's not bad. It's good. You will make the world more beautiful by having it. You will not lose your connection with your humble, beautiful self. It will grow. You will have even more ability to be in the background presence of you, and more magic and more beauty and more wonderful things will happen as long as you keep your heart open and have that as your intention. Okay, bless you. Do come next week. These are the most, I love doing these. I love doing this so much. I can't express it in words. So thank you, and for letting me be that guy. Do we have one more question before this phone dies?
From Charlotte. How do you overcome old conditioning and expectations about money?
Well, it's not that we overcome it. We acknowledge it, we honour it, we say, okay, look, that's an old application that we loaded into this machinery many years ago when the technology was crap, and things have got much better since then. We can't install it. It's too old, and there isn't a disinstaller for it. So we just let it run in there. It's okay. We separate it off in the hard drive into the kind of useless bit in there, the junk room of the hard drive. And instead, we open up a new program, a new application, which works better for us, which is the one that if I come back inside myself, and from there, I am my presence, I give permission to the flow of money to come back around my way. It overrides all sense of negative conditioning. It does. This is the only way. So we're totally bypassing all that stuff. We've moved into a different level here. We've become the presence, and we guide that flow in because we can. No reason why not. It's only all of it. It's just a game that we're all playing while we're hanging around later to die. That's all it is. So there's no need to take any of it too seriously. What we've done here today is beautiful. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited, and great things are going to happen. It's going to be wonderful. I know it. Feel it. Allow it. I came up with this thing of like conceive it, see it, believe it. In other words, let yourself feel the emotion of it, and then receive it. And then once you've received it, perceive it, because you've got to keep noticing it. That's the big one. You've got to notice it, because if you don't notice it when it's there, what's the point? We tend to overlook the gifts when they come. So welcome them in. It's very beautiful. Thank you for being here. We will speak again soon. It's a miracle that my phone did not die. Thank you, thank you.
Let all pain and suffering be dispelled. pain and suffering be dispelled.